If you'd like to add simple elastic to a segment, it's really just a matter of highlighting the segment that you'd like to elasticize. So let's say, for instance, we want to elasticize the cuff of our sleeve here. Oftentimes, sleeves have a little bit of gathering at the cuff, and if it's elasticized, it makes it a bit more comfortable. You can make this using a casing. We could talk about that in a couple different ways, but the most simple way to make that an elastic cuff is just to highlight the line or the segment of the sleeve opening while you're in Edit Pattern, left click to highlight it, and then while it's highlighted, you can look over in the Property Editor, and as you're scanning down under the heading Selected Line, get my special cursor on, under the heading Elastic Line, you can check that as on. Now, once that turns on, you get a couple more menu options under the elastic. The first is strength. This would be, you would modulate this higher for thicker fabrics if you need to, or lower for lighter fabrics. I usually leave it at the default. Ratio is a little bit more useful. This allows you to change the relaxed length of the elastic. So let's say you want the elastic, when it's relaxed, to be the same diameter or circumference rather of the wearer's wrist, which is usually about 6 or 6.5 inches. And so maybe 5.5, but we'll go for 6. And so you can either change the ratio to reflect that, which means right now it's 80%. So 80% of our initial length is 10.689 here. So if we just added elastic, it would make that sleeve opening 10.69 inches in circumference. If we want that to be a specific value, like we know we want it to be 6 inches when the elastic is relaxed, we can go ahead and put 6 right in there and it'll change the ratio automatically. Okay, so if we click on that again, you can see now the ratio is 45, which is a little bit less than half. So with it, either changing the ratio, leaving the ratio the same, or changing the length of the segment that results after adding elastic, we can go over into our 3D window, and we're going to look here now and see that when we change that and simulate, we get an elastic wristband that is fairly tight on her wrist. Now it looks a little bit balloony. If you'd like to have a little bit more definition in the gathers, then you can go back into your property editor for your individual piece and change the particle distance under simulation properties to something smaller than 20. I'm going to go to 10. And it's already simulating, so you can start to see that there's a little bit more gathering that looks a little bit more realistic there.